Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot, Lord Buddha's The Animal in You, and it's all about the animal kingdom. And it's for you coming from the dog family, and it's for the month of November 2017. So I'm going to shuffle my Kabbalistic tarot cards, and the card that I pull firstly is going to deal with your first 17 days, of November. You coming from the dog family, and it's a very good card. It shows unexpected, let's talk of romance first. It shows unexpected new romance coming into your life, and your ongoing romance also doing well. The only downside is try not to dominate, try not to be stubborn, try to be flexible. And you will have a very good first about 17, 18 days of the month of November to build up a romance with bonding is really wonderful. And if you are looking for a new romance, these 17 days will provide you for that as well. Now let's talk of marriage. Your marriage situation is going to be good, but trouble can come because there's conflict from words or actions. So take the soft approach. That means use words which are polite, use a body language which is polite, go softly, and you will do extremely well in the first 17 days in your marriage area. There shows bonding, there shows unexpected good news, there shows financial areas improving as well. So plenty of good news coming to you in the area of marriage in the first 17 days of November. Regarding your job and regarding your career, you are going to get very good news, and you're going to have unexpectedly you're going to receive offers, or you may find that your past efforts have attracted people from outside and they may be contacting you to come over to their side, which means they're offering you a job. It also shows that where you have been working once before, they may want you back as well. So all these interesting features are shown in your first 17 days. Only downside is don't take risks. So do some research on whatever you are being offered, or as you are talking to your superiors that you want a better deal, get your figures right and don't be too daring. So your job area is pretty good. Now let's go to your area of business. If you are in business, you have all the elements of getting good news which comes unexpectedly. And if you have been looking at a contract for some time and chasing for it, it's going to come your way. And the only downside again is don't promise or don't commit yourself in business where you are not ready for it, whether financially or ability. That is the only downside. Otherwise, you are going to have a good first 17 days in business. Expansion is also seen. Now, regarding your health, the only downside I can find for you in the first 17 days is your blood pressure. So you're doing very well, you're enjoying yourself, and therefore you may be overeating, you may be over drinking, you may be pushing yourself to the limits because of your ambition going to be very high. So have a lot of rest and do exercise as well. I'm going to pull the next card, and this next card has got to do with your last 13 days or so of November for you coming from the dog family. And your last 13 days or so for you are not good. Not good in the sense that opposition comes in the area of romance. So let's talk of romance first. Opposition comes in the area of romance. Disagreements are blowing up and getting out of control. And if you get a new romance in the last 12 days, worry about it. It comes with burden. So think very carefully about that. There's every chance of you in your romance area doing well, only if you control your temper and do not dominate. And there's also something of a secret nature that can pop up, either from your side or your romance partner's side. So there are more spoilers than supportiveness. So be cautious and treat your romance partner right, otherwise you're going to have problems. If you are married, now there also can be a lot of issues for you from the dog family. And so the problem is of domination, of who wants control in your marriage area. The problem is of provocation or conflict in the words you use. The problem is of a lack of supporting each other's ideas. So it's all temperamental, really. So tell yourself, for the sake of making your last 13 days or so not to become bad, be agreeable, be supportive, show appreciation. It's only 13 days. And let the marriage status be good, let it be balanced. If you try to take charge, you're going to have more than your share of problems. Now, in your job area, bad news can come very badly, very fast. You can feel played out or disappointed or let down. And if you're applying for a job somewhere, you are not going to get good news. So more responsibility coming with more pressure coming in the last 13 days in your job. It's no point trying to apply anywhere else because you cannot escape there. So value the job and work harder and put your shoulder to the wheel. Don't show anger, don't show tendency to be arrogant. That way you will be able to survive these 13 days in your job area. Bad news can come in your business area, and the last thing you want to plan is expansion. Last thing you want to do is to commit yourself financially to something of a new business line. Don't do that. You will regret it later on. You are not ready to expand. You are not ready to get into a new business area, and you'll find that your popularity also not very strong. And some business dealing with people of abroad or countries of abroad are coming to disturb you as well in the last 12 days. So it's better to just cotton down and look after what you have in business, and it's a survival mode that I will ask you for. In areas of health in the last 13 days or so, there's a lot of stress. And for you coming up from Aquarius, my first worry is your heart, where you can have palpitations because you're under pressure. And that could be to do also with blood pressure. So try to stay calm. If you have palpitations of the heart, or if you have severe sweating and perspiring at the same time, go to a doctor or go to a hospital. I'm already Skyping, and I'm charging USD 50 for a 90-minute Skype session. That's going to be based on your date of birth and time of birth, and looking at your palms and face reading you while I Skype, and using Kabbalistic Tarot as well. And that will be to do with your next 5 or 6 years in full detail in all areas of your life. So send me a message through Facebook or through Skype, or send me an email. Let's get together, and it's only going to cost you USD 50, and I'm going to tackle your next 5 or 6 years in full detail. So I wait for your contact, and until then, thank you and good luck.